Hey there, my name's Niandra. Welcome back to Mercy Commentary VODs where I play competitive and then talk about my plays. This is Oasis at around 4000 SR. I play Lucio around 2 and it's a loss. Despite that, I think I played this one really well and wanted to show it. I begin by damage boosting an ally that's a little hurt, which, whoops. Then all of my allies start taking a lot of damage, and that can be a nightmare for Mercy, but it's okay. With her healing nerf, it's really important to learn beam flicking. Sometimes you have to start healing an ally before your current target is full. Since 2 allies self-heal, I can prioritize them less, which then takes a little bit of the pressure off. Ours and Yada died, and maybe I could have stabilized him if I had played quicker and further back, so he was in my camera view more. But other than that, very happy with my performance this first fight.
No worries, mate.
Characters make groaning noises when damaged or slept, and a lot of the time I want to snap my camera view towards the source upon hearing it to decide what I'm gonna do. I can see a lot of enemies pushing in, so I activate Valkyrie to start off the fight. When someone asks me for healing during Valkyrie, unless they need me to move, I'll generally ask them to play near the person my beam is on. I did this here, not realising Genji's actually asleep, so my next actions don't take him into consideration. Ulting enemy Genji focuses our Zenyatta, which grabs my attention because if Genji gets dash reset, I'm gonna have to time it with my GA if he goes for me, but I'm ignored. I am wondering if I should have just left Zen to die and try to keep our Genji alive, then res Zenyatta afterwards because he's in a relatively safe position. Going for the res while down and as the allies who are still alive are dying was kinda dumb of me. I tried to get back onto point to continue our stall and hoped the extra body would help, but I just get destroyed by Doom's stun and Anna's shot. Basically, all my res did was make our Zenyatta die twice in the same lost fight. I prioritise my healing on Orisa since she can't self-heal while keeping damaged Hog in my camera view, so if he suddenly needs me, I'll be quick. Our Zenyatta gets damaged, but I still heal Orisa over him, probably because she was more further up. Not super happy on that one. I meant to super jump again but messed this one up. I know Doomfist is behind me but I can't really turn around to find his exact position, so I just try to push for cover. I am pretty sure I went for this res out of panic, and afterwards I played safe till health regen got me stable enough to be out in the open. Since I've got ult, there's a Harmony Orb on our Roadhog and it's just enemy Genji. I probably could have damage boosted and let Zen have the healing. But yeah, even with Roadhog in the room, that previous res was kinda crazy and easily could have screwed us over.
As soon as you're up, we're gonna play point, mate.
I think about using Valkyrie to ready and attempt at rezzing Mei, but decide to wait. Then they nanoblade and I know we don't have trans. I'm not up for risking Valkyrie, and instead of taking my chances, I'd rather just die with ult and then use it next fight. Once Nanoblade was over, using Valkyrie might have prevented my death, and I'm conflicted. My original notes were, even though I had allies still fighting strong on point, we were also 2 down, so I think Valkyrie probably would have just been a big stagger, but then I realised my team had the point during this, so stalling enough for allies to get back actually could have been pretty big.
Right side?
We have Shadow as well. Not
We get an early pick and I have Valkyrie ready, which I intend to use this fight, but I want to wait until more enemies are in view. Once I see Doomfist charging towards me, I just pop it because I don't want to be picked off while we have the number advantage. Our Mei had ultimate ready and that probably makes her a better res target than Orisa, but the shield was near her and enemies near Mei. Going for the safer play is absolutely fine, hell, maybe even the best move. If the enemy team has Grav and your allies are close together or playing into it, please let them know over voice chat.
I mean, if hook again, I'll pull.
Even though super jump is good against their composition, doing it while no enemies are on point is not necessary, and the smallest delays on healing Doomfist gets him killed. I hang around the corpse with my E key held down, so res activates immediately when ready.
Zen is right somewhere. Left somewhere.
Yep. I have grab, or they're saving it for next round.
They're gonna all spam and gamble.
Let's fight. Let's...
Since they still haven't used Grav, I want distance from my team for this last fight.
Pulling up.
Then I hear Doomfist charge up behind me. I keep moving during this fight, but constantly position my camera so our Zen, who is being attacked by Doomfist, is not in view. Once Valkyrie is almost ready, I hold down Q for the immediate activation and res Zenyatta quickly too because Orisa's shield is positioned for it.
This is not right in the pit.
Is that
We don't win the fight, and instead of trying to back off, I fling myself forward as if to stall, but we're already at 99%. I fed in two ways here, one by the damage that killed me, and two, the pistol damage I did while Valkyrie was still active.
Take all the time you can to group up.
Good as new.
As I walked to point, I could see a critically health Doomfist to my right, but I just didn't feel like I could spare any of my attention, especially when our Reinhardt was in front of me, pushing to touch.
I'm almost back.
God damn it.
I don't think it really mattered and we were done anyway, but I actually jump into the air with our Doomfist after the high noon voice line starts, which, you know, dumb mistake to make if the fight was actually winnable. So on round 2 I am asked to go Lucio, and we do this weird goats but not goats composition. On game modes like 2CP or hybrid attack, I generally don't amp speed out of spawn. Instead, I'll wait until we're at the choke point and then do it, so we have an easier time getting past. On King of the Hill, I amp speed as soon as the round starts, noting that they didn't have Lucio last round, and getting to the point first is a nice little advantage. Some allies get ahead of me and they fall out of my boost. Maybe I could have kept up better by wall riding props nearby like those cars. I keep on speed because the enemy hasn't engaged. Note that enemy D.Va is across on high ground. Our Brigitte's group up spam steals my attention and draws it to our Niandra, so I give him a small taxi. Winston makes a noise when he lands, and by listening to the directional audio you can gauge where he is. I'm a little slow to turn around, but I try to help Zen. I amp it up for him and push into the Winston shield to peel with a boop, but shields cut off Lucio's AoE healing. D.Va, who I had completely forgotten about, ends up killing our Zen, who walked into her, getting away from Winston.
Zen's up top, we can ignore him.
Since I'm not playing my best character, I want to increase my contribution by shot calling more often.
This is my jam.
Once I know my pushed up allies aren't engaged in a fight, my plan is to go and taxi Niandra back, but Brigitte goes towards him. I don't want 3 of us out of the fight while the rest of us are this pushed up, so I begrudgingly stay with my tanks and DPS. Also in general here, I could have been flicking to healing more since our D.Va is hurt, and I just kind of stick on speed.
The personal? The projected? Backing up, no shield.
Our team says to back off, and I'm delayed in switching to speed to help with that. I blind fire at the corner where the wall ends without repositioning because I don't want to be picked off. I am about to have a really good sound barrier, and after ulting as Lucio, I usually try to stick on speed to play aggressive unless allies were already super hurt. I did get a bit lucky here. If our Rhine shield had gone down, my ult would have been interrupted. Earthshatter has a vertical range of 2 meters, which could potentially be avoidable with wall riding. So in future, if I'm Lucio and think they have Rhine ult, I may want to consider doing that. Also, before the shatter, their nanoed Rhine really got in the face of ours, and I may have been able to wall ride using this and boop him away, but that's kinda scary. In regards to my overall speed versus healing usage, it could definitely be quicker or more flicky in places. I used to be very good at using speed aggressively when I played Lucio regularly, but coming back to him after his speed nerf, I've noticed I am a lot more hesitant because honestly it doesn't feel super noticeable outside of amp it up. Our D.Va throws her bomb and like 2 seconds after I see it, it clicks in my brain like, oh shit, I should speed to boop Ryan. I love that I still went for it after the bomb went off, like it just kind of looks like brain lag.
A lot here.
I can touch again.
They use nano grab. Bob.
Oh yeah.
It's fine to look at the scoreboard, but I should have waited for the Brigitte just behind me to enter my speed aura instead of being slightly ahead of her. Could have swapped to speed about a second earlier with this taxi. Our D.Va says they're also behind, but I don't go to taxi because my team is pushed up and semi-engaged in a fight. I play extremely passively here because I don't want to be picked off while 1 down, and even though our Reinhardt admits they messed up their shield after we're all hit by Earthshatter, I do wonder if I could have done more. Again, wall riding with speed to boop enemies away could be really useful, and I'm definitely going to consider it in future, but I also feel like it's asking to get focused against close range comps.
It's not a Zarya player.
Will they have chance? I mean, he just had like a 5-man shatter.
Probably should have gone back to speed after the Harmony Orb was placed on me.
No personal.
I'm about to use sound barrier and speed to initiate, and my idea was, well, we only have to win one fight, and I hope by starting us off aggressively, that beginning advantage will be enough to push us to victory. This is pretty dangerous against a comp with multiple high impact ults, plus they have Ana who can negate Transcendence with her anti-nade, meaning sound barrier may be more consistent when used defensively. After the grab wears off, I am hid away from my team and amp up healing, which is a strange play, right? No one's really in range to benefit from it, and I need to get back to my team. Well, what happened is, I played with E held down before amp was ready for the immediate activation. Even so, I could have swapped the speed halfway through and wall ride back to Ryan who was being surrounded. Two of the enemies attacking him were bubbled, so if I wanted to try booping them into my team, my timing would have had to be very precise. Brigitte wasn't bubbled and is the one who interrupts our Rhine Shatter, so a boob on her could have been huge. Our soldier kills himself with the intention to change to Zarya, and this really worries me. The enemy team could have easily pushed up very aggressively on this, knowing we're one down, and then just completely screw over our last push. Secondly, I just feel like it's too late to change at this point. I probably should have taxied him back, but I was like, well, what if I need a touch or speeder so we can touch? And there we go. Even though it's a loss, I am happy with my performance, and I can say with confidence that we did not lose because of me. The next match after this one, I played Lucio again, and that was a win, and yay. My main two areas of improvement with Lucio are, 1, the speed versus healing thing mentioned earlier. As I said, my timing is a bit slow in places, and I'm just kind of scared of committing to speed. Second of all, just wall riding usage. My main hesitation is that my aim is generally a lot weaker while shooting downwards moving at a high speed, so that is definitely something I could start practicing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, feel free to check out my Patreon and have a nice day.